welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is like my second time trying to film this video. I'm not even gonna lie, the first time I filmed it, I was not remembering what the series was about because I read it at the beginning of this year and I've read a lot of books since then and watched a lot of movies and my memory is really bad, so I'm trying to get my thoughts back on it. But today I'm going to be giving you guys a video telling y'all whether or not y'all should read the Shatter series, and it's such a really popular book on YouTube and on TikTok and stuff that I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions about it because I went into it and I was very shocked and confused by what I was reading because people were telling me things and then I get into the book and I'm like, this is the guy y'all love? But whatever. Okay, let me give y'all a little background on this book. So this book is basically about a dystopian world where there's the government is taking over and there's wars going on. It's set in a government facility, a captive chamber? Something like that, like a prison, but of some sort. But it's for I wouldn't say magical people, but people with powers. So this book is centered around this girl who has this power, this gift, or it could be a curse, where she can't touch anybody or they'll shatter or die. And I'm thinking, I didn't know that was the premise of the book when I got recommended it, when I was seeing it all over. I know it was dystopian, but I thought it would be less dark. So the first book in the series was basically the girl in this prison facility, and I rated it 3 stars out of 5 because I thought it was interesting, but then I thought it was really dark, and then at the same time I feel like the writing in this one was really bad. I think it was really bad. Just all the chapters about the main girl made me really not mad but embarrassed. She stutters in text. That's what she was doing a lot the whole book, and her thoughts, she was scratching them out, and I'm like, okay. But then a lot of people said if you don't like the first 2 books in the series, stay until not the last one, but the book called Ignite Me, which is the 3rd book in the series. So that's what I did because it was definitely something getting through the first 2. And there's a lot of novellas. It's 11 books in the series, so it was certainly a lot to get through. I missed a novella, and I'm not sure when the story that is. Yeah. So, next one was the novella Destroy Me, which was about one of her love interests. And I rated this one 3 stars as well because it's okay. I like this one of her love interests where it was in his POV more so than the other one because he was annoying. But I'm not gonna say their names because I don't want to give anything away. But this novella was okay. It once again was I was trying to wait for the book to pick up basically. So the next book in the series was Unravel Me, which is the second main book in the series. And I rated this one 3 stars too. I just felt the main girl was not tapping into her full potential, and she just seemed like not a liability, but she was just really getting on my nerves. I don't know, something about her what was making me mad in the first 2 books in the series. Well, 3 including the novella, and I really didn't like her love interest, and he was really prominent in this book. I'm not talking about the one she ends up with, but the other one, because it's a love triangle, you guys. So next book in the series is Ignite Me, which is the 3rd book in the main part of the series. So this one was where it picked up, and y'all right. So I rated this one 5 stars out of 5. I thought it was really good, this one. I felt like the pacing was a lot better. I felt like the main girl was actually more confident in this one, and that made me happy. So yeah, this was the book where it really picked up. It was more of the book where it was more focused on the dystopian world and them trying to actually take steps to fix it. So I really did like this book. It's also, I think, the highest rated one, and this is where the series definitely started to pick up. The next book in the series is actually Restore Me. This one I rated 5 stars too. This was after the creator of the book was only gonna, I think, do a trilogy. And then she ended up extending the books like years later, I feel like. Hold on, let me go check. Yeah, 4 years later, she came back and she gave us this book because she wanted to continue the series. And this book was also rated 5 stars for me. It's because I feel like this book was well paced and I liked it because once again the main girl was still in her power and actually doing things, and she was with the right love interest. But then after this book, things started getting really repetitive. That's my main thing with this series. I feel like it did not need to be prolonged. It should have really ended at the 3rd book in the series, because I mean, the first 2 was not that good, but then the 3rd book was good, and she should have just left it at that. It ended at a place it could have ended at. But the 4th book in the series ended at a cliffhanger, and I don't know how to keep reading, so I did. So the next book in the series is a novella, and it's called Shatter Me, and I don't remember this one like that, but I rated it 4 stars, and I can't remember anything about this one, this little novella, but yeah, I rated it 4 stars. All the novellas are not even that long, so. Next book in the series is called Define Me. This is the 5th book in the series, and I rated it 4 stars. Yeah, I just felt like the last few books was really repetitive, and like, they were definitely slower than the 3rd book in the series, because I'm looking at it, and I don't even remember anything from this one. Like, I'm really thinking about it, and I'm about to go through my highlights on Sora to try to remember it, because I don't know. Oh my gosh. I rated it 4 stars because I remember thinking that this book was so slow for me, but I rated it 4 stars because Kenji, again my favorite character, he said that Tangled was one of the greatest movies of all time, and I love Tangled, so I was like, 4 stars. Yeah, so that's why I rated that one that, but I don't even remember that one. I feel like after Ignite Me, I don't know what happened. I remember the last novella and I remember the last book because it really disappointed me. So the next novella is called Reveal Me. This book was about Kenji. I rated it 4 stars because I love Kenji. It's as simple as that. I feel like this novella was a little bit boring though, just a little boring, but I rated 4 stars because it's about Kenji and I love Kenji. I just loved Kenji more than I loved the main girl's love interest. So that might be an unpopular opinion because a lot of people love that man. Last book in the series, man, Imagine Me. I gave it a 2. No, yeah, I gave it a 2. Oh, now I remember now. See, this book, they started a whole new plot line after the 3rd book. They started a whole new plot line. Like, they gave her a whole new backstory, and I feel like the backstory was not needed, man. It was not needed. Like, it was such a good series, minus these last few books, because they wasn't even memorable. But then I just saw something in the description of the book that made me remember it. So this book was just the girl, the main girl, trying to like work through all of her problems, and I just felt this was like the longest book in the series, and it was so boring for me, man. This book was just not it for me. I really didn't like it. I didn't even like the ending of it. And then once again, they kept bringing things up from the first 3 books, and they kept trying to like put it all together, but it doesn't make sense. So I did not like that one. And the last novella is called Believe Me. And I liked this novella, I think, but then at the same time, I didn't think we needed it. You could tell when like people are trying to market off of something. No hate to the author, because she did good with these books. It's just, I know she was trying to give the fans more, but then sometimes you gotta just leave it alone, man. So this one's called Believe Me, and I gave it a 3. This was also a novella, and it was boring. It was about like, it was a wedding. It was just a wedding. And then I'm thinking about it, and it just, I don't know. The series overall is not bad, and I recommend you reading it, because why not? But overall, I don't think it's worth the hype everybody was talking about on TikTok and YouTube. And the love interest, see, I've read a lot of books, a lot of romance books, and I've read about a lot of different guys, and he's just mid compared to some of them I've read. Like, he had his moments, like in Ignite Me was definitely his best book to me, like his personality wise and their relationship wise, but I feel like compared to other characters and other series, he's just kind of like eh. So I think y'all should check out the Shatter Me series, but take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. Y'all might like it, especially if y'all like dystopian books. See, the thing about me, I don't love dystopian books, but I don't hate them. Like, I don't mind reading them. And I feel like the plot of the Shatter Me books were interesting. It just was executed poorly. So yeah, also, a lot of people don't know whether they should read the novellas or not. You can definitely read it without the novellas, but I recommend reading the novellas because it gives you a lot of insight into the characters and like backstories and like stuff what the book doesn't explicitly say in the first like 6 of them. So yeah, I recommend reading the novellas, and that's really all. I think I'm gonna do a video like this for the Inheritance Game series because I also read those books and I have strong opinions about them. But that's all for today, you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this video because I definitely enjoyed filming it and ranting about these books. So thank y'all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.